SBN, Sports Business Now. SBN is a division of Row 27, the digital sports marketing company, celebrating 5 years of creating TV spots, intro videos, and microsites for over 150 teams. See our work at row27.com. And by FanMaker, digital marketing tools for sports teams, featuring FanMaker Rewards, the most comprehensive and popular fan loyalty and reward system. Learn more about our apps at fanmaker.com. SBN, Sports Business Now.
Hey sports fans, welcome to SBN Live episode 44. This is where sports marketing and technology meet. My name is Max Huber. I'm your host today, joined by our SBN Live contributor, Katya Dragotis, and by my personal friend and former colleague, Chelsea Janes of the Primer 180. She's a digital marketing associate there. Chelsea, how's life today?
Hey. It's going pretty good over here. How about you?
I've got a nice Oktoberfest in hand. Katya's got a Stella. Can't really complain. Vikes play tonight going to the game. Things should be good. Katya, how are things on your side?
Excellent. Excited to be back. Had a little trip in New York, but
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Well, we appreciate you coming back. Chelsea, we want to hear a little bit about what you do. You work for a company called Primer 180, like I said, which is part of the Revo brand group. So what exactly does Primer 180 do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are pretty much a marketing agency, but everything that we do is outdoor related. So from hunting, fishing, camping, boating, any outdoor kind of recreation activity is really what we focus on. The marketing agency side of things has multiple facets to it. There's a design side, creative department, and then digital media. And we put a ton of focus on the digital media side of things. And we really try to help our clients engage new markets, new avenues, whether that's through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We spend a lot of time either helping clients or creating new campaigns, new strategies for the digital marketing place.
what's kind of your biggest technology trend that you're using with your clients recently, especially in the outdoors world?
Yeah, I mean, for social media wise, Facebook is I think always going to be number one. We try to run a lot of campaigns that will hopefully be highly engaging to a specific market. So really geared, if it's a hunting company, really geared towards hunters, and it may even be a specific type of hunter, whether that's someone who enjoys bow hunting. It could even be towards a specific animal, and really helping to drive engagement and interaction through social media channels. A lot of times we'll do contests and giveaways. It's obviously a great way to get people involved in talking, especially if you could do like a photo contest type video thing. You're going to get more people to react and be engaged with that company. We also spend a lot of time with making content-rich videos, whether that be for clients' websites or YouTube, something that's going to help drive people to the video side of things. It's a huge piece of the marketing right now for a lot of companies. They're seeing a lot of value in having really good videos that they want out there and that provide the correct information that they're trying to sell.
With the market that you have, kind of the outdoorsy people, when it first comes to mind, a lot of people don't think social media heavy. They're more likely to have a hammer in their hand or a gun, something of that nature. Did you find it difficult at first to kind of reach these people via Twitter, Facebook, whatever? To me, you talked about the video stuff, and I feel like that would be very enticing to these people just based on what they like to do and the activities that they partake in.
Yeah, I mean, I think Twitter, it will lag behind a little bit in terms of the outdoor world, but Facebook, I mean, no matter who you are, your grandma's on Facebook, so hunters are going to be on Facebook as well, and it's a good way to really interact with them. And you can really get people excited about different hunting giveaways, whether it's a trip they could win, different gear that they may not have. So you can really engage that type of person through Facebook. And yeah, the video side of things, they obviously love to watch hunting videos, and if you're able to put a brand message in there as well, then you could really do a lot of things with that. And we also have with some of our clients done like a field staff, so 70 guys and gals across the country who are a part of a field staff, and they're tasked with sending us photos and videos of their hunts, of using the products of the companies, and help creating content that can live on social media channels.
Have you seen an increase in some interest in hunting and other activities like that with individuals that maybe hadn't grown up with it? Because I feel like with hunting and activities like that, it's something that you've done because of your family and have become fans of growing up. But I feel like social media could create new people, new fans.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, hunting is something. If your father has been a hunter and has passed down that passion to you, most likely you'll be able to carry that on. There's plenty of people though that have never been hunting, but I would for sure give that a try. And I think social media can help move those people. It gives you a different route to kind of get your message out there. Probably a more personal route. The ability to make hunting or that type of stuff a little bit more real life, and talk a little bit more about what a hunter truly is, why they actually hunt, because that's usually the biggest thing with people who don't hunt is they really don't understand a hunter, and it is a good platform to be able to spread that message.
Very cool. Before we move on to our topics of the day, just real quickly, what's the affiliation on your guys' staff to Real Avid? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you've got the Primer 180 in the Revo brand group. So what is it? Are you involved big time on that side as well?
So Real Avid is actually a hunting company that we own. So we fully own. We do all the creating of the products, the production, manufacturing, that whole side of things. And so that is a company that we own. It's hunting tools for shooters, and a lot of different turkey tools and things like that. So that is a company that we own, and then we work with other clients in the outdoor industry. We work with some companies that mostly focus on camping, fishing, and then another completely different side is the Everfire group, which focuses mostly on like video production. So we have a show in-house called Lake Commandos. That show runs on Pursuit Channel, Wild TV, and then we also are working on quite a few other projects through Everfire Group that are more of a production-based marketing.
Very cool. You guys do some cool stuff over there, Chelsea. It kind of makes me want to go outside and shoot something, but probably not going to happen anytime soon. Let's switch gears. We're going to go to Vegas, and we're going to talk about how they have plans there to build a $350 million 2,000-seat arena. I know Chelsea was just in Vegas, but this arena is expected to be the centerpiece of MGM's big project to freshen up a cluttered pathway between the Monte Carlo and New York. Set behind the two resorts, the area will extend from the Las Vegas Boulevard to Frank Sinatra Drive. It's going to be huge, and this is, I think, is a big play by the city of Las Vegas and AEG and MGM Resorts to try and actually bring a professional team. They've got minor league hockey, minor league baseball, but it's kind of a prime location to bring somebody in. One of the downfalls is you've got a lot of visitors. Are people actually going to come to a game? How many season ticket holders are you going to have? But looks like a beautiful facility in an amazing town. Katya, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on this? Will something like this work? I know that this arena's been in the talks for years, it seems like.
Well, I love Vegas, and I think the picture of this just screams Vegas and the design of it. I actually think that Vegas is such a great destination place for sports like boxing and MMA fighting and things like that. So that's going to be a great outlet and venue for those. I'm curious if it's going to hurt the other casinos that usually hold events like this. But I think that bringing maybe a basketball team to Vegas could be a great possibility and would definitely sell out tickets in advance. Maybe the season tickets would hurt, but I think you could sell lots of expensive single game tickets for visitors.
And you mentioned the tournaments that they have. Orleans Arena. If you look at March Madness, there's about 3 or 4 different tournaments that go on in Vegas. This could draw another one in, but is it going to hurt one of the other arenas? It's set to open in the spring of 2016. Great time for, if somebody needs to move to a new location, open a team there in the fall of 2016. Chelsea, you were just in Vegas. What are your thoughts of this from a former marketing person with a minor league baseball team? Something like this in Vegas, is it going to work?
Vegas is certainly one of a kind. I think it could work. I'm not really sure if you could truly bring a professional team there and expect to sell season tickets and group packages. I was amazed when I was in Vegas how you can be on the Strip and then all of a sudden you're completely in just barren mountains, and I don't really know how truly big it is to really support an ongoing professional team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what happens. I do like the fact that it's going to be huge. They've already got Thomas and Mack Center. They've got Orleans Arena, MGM Grand Arena. Some showcase place that's out of this world for huge boxing matches. I think this could be a great location for like all-star games. I think eventually a team is going to end up there, but obviously they got to get the local support from teams, from people that live there, not just the visitors that are going to come through town every so often. So let's move on to my favorite sport. We'll call it a sport. NASCAR is finally embracing digital, NASCAR's new multifaceted social campaign. So NASCAR, the largest spectator sport, it's not just me. It's not only a powerful brand in its own right, it also serves as a convergence point for some of the country's largest marketers. Ogilvy and Mather's current work pulls together the NASCAR brand, teams, drivers, and fans and sponsors to cheer on their favorite cars and drivers through the use of What Drivers Need hashtag across all their social sites. So individual drivers also get hashtags such as Jimmy Johnson's What 48 Needs. The campaign's focus is Twitter and Instagram with support on NASCAR.com, Facebook, TV, radio, and in print. It's a huge market in the entire U.S. It's a marketing tool for a lot of major companies out there. Is this, and they say that with NASCAR, if you're a fan of the driver, you're going to be a fan of the brand. If you're a Jimmy Johnson fan, you're going to like Lowe's, you're going to hate Home Depot. Do you think, obviously, Katya, social media is such a big thing in sports nowadays. Are they doing it right at NASCAR?
I think they're doing a great job. They really, they made the effort to devote a lot of money and time to the digital platform, and they're really sticking to that and making a commitment, which I think is great. I know they actually started a promotion on top of this campaign that gave away a VIP experience to the NASCAR championship at Homestead, Miami. So I think that's a great opportunity. Again, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago about engaging that younger community, and this is a great opportunity and maybe involve even their older demographic to encourage them to get on social media more and do that.
Yeah, it is. And, with NASCAR, it is a lot older. It's more southern from what people think. But, Chelsea, what are your thoughts just in general about this and NASCAR really pushing towards the social aspect?
Yeah, I think they are doing a really good job and being able to engage a different viewpoint or audience is for them to possibly gain more fans, it's not going to hurt. So I think they're doing a good job with the hashtag campaign. They're making it fun. They're making it something that you would want to do. They haven't pulled, any McDonald's hashtag flounders yet, so they're doing pretty good in that regard.
Yeah, and this campaign has been extremely successful. They've added 25,000 Facebook fans, 20,000 Twitter followers. And that's just NASCAR itself. You throw in all the drivers, the teams. It's just got such a presence and such brand awareness for these companies out there. I think that a lot of companies can see a huge amount of value in this. Either one of you, any final thoughts on this before we move on?
Well, I think another great thing about it is it's really creating more of an identity for their racers or for their drivers and with their fans as well. So they can, they can see what does Jimmie Johnson need and really make an impact on that.
Yeah, they are such a. I mean, there's always meet and greets with players. With a lot of these, the other major sports, it's hard to get one-on-one access with people, and NASCAR does a very good job of that. Chelsea, do you think that is still a huge key for them? I mean, obviously the social is great, but they still do a really good job of the actual hands-on, one-on-one experiences as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think access is always the key to a sports type situation. People want to feel like they're included, that their favorite driver actually cares enough about them to, tweet back at them or include them or, an actual face-to-face meeting. I think it's super powerful.
Very cool. We're going to move on to a story, and it's kind of got an outdoorsy feel, not the same as what Chelsea and her crew do, but there might be some tie-ins there later. But we've got a 2-minute video here about a Toyota SUV and some pretty interesting modifications to it.
The 2 bikes already to start with. So we were able to custom make an indented section in the bodywork to fit front and rear tires. So you just off, and the bike is there. And it is, you can see how light this thing is. It's an amazing bike. We've got a laundry hamper here. The laundry hamper is also got ozone injected into it whenever the spin dryer is running. The spin dryer is right here. You can throw your wet clothes into there, sweaty, wet clothes. It's got an ozone generator that puts ozone into there. Ozone takes the smell out. This bike, it comes out, put the bike in there, whatever position you want, have your toolkit available, and go right for working on the bike as you need to. So this is a really high-end blender. For smoothies, you cannot beat it. You can throw just anything in there for making smoothies. And that's why we got the refrigerator as well as a cupboard. The passenger side seat reclined, but it's also a full heated shiatsu massage seat. You can see the device working here. It really kneads really well. It works the back muscles. We've got a shower, hot water shower, very easy to access. Here I am taking a shower. This is kind of ridiculous. What you can do is you can close the door.
This car and others like it will be on display at a trade show in Las Vegas later this month that features bizarrely customized vehicles.
So Chuck, has anyone tried to take a shower back there?
No, we've not used the shower yet because we didn't want to have water standing in the tanks.
For USA Today, I'm Chris Woodyard.
All right, that's just crazy. A local brand here with Lifetime Fitness. As a runner, I think there's some pretty cool things involved in there, and there could be some spin-offs into some other sports that are out there. But I mean, the indentations in the roof to trap the wheels for the racing bike, the shower. I mean, if you really want to take a shower after the race, I mean, this is a great avenue for that. The blender, everything. It's kind of a crazy concept, but it's very cool, and I think that a lot of hardcore triathletes could see a huge benefit in this. Chelsea, first, what are your thoughts on it? And then, we talked about, could there possibly be some modifications for something like this for your outdoorsy people, for your hunters, possibly something that swings out the back where they can hang their deer from, that they can, a different sort of gun rack. There's just so many different possibilities, I think, here.
Yeah, I think as odd as it kind of is, I mean, it's a little bit out there as a vehicle, but people who are into that and passionate about, athletics, and they may find it as a car that they take a lot of pride in, and they kind of show it off as, I'm a triathlete and this is the vehicle that I drive because it has all these extra things that are designed specifically for what I love. And kind of in that same realm with the outdoor world, Mini Cooper has come out with some concept cars that the top of them or kind of off the side of them will pop out into like a place to sleep, so kind of like a car camper type of thing. And for people who are into going for a road trip and being able to camp and sleep right in the vehicle, but have it be a little bit more luxurious than, just trying to lay back your seat. It's a cool concept and something that people who are really passionate about that, may be interested in.
Yeah, Katya, what are your thoughts? I know that there's one part of the car that you would really enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably buy it for the massaging chairs alone. Not really a big runner, but I'd go with that. I think Toyota's done a good job of targeting the triathletes because, it's a really expensive thing to participate, even if you're not a professional triathlete. Just kind of training and all the gear that goes into that as just for a fun event is extremely expensive. So they know that they're targeting the right crowd who have the exposable income to buy an excessive car like this to, again, maybe show it off and show that, maybe pretend that they're a serious athlete, which is fine. Lifetime Fitness being the sponsor too, I think it's a great opportunity for them and the perfect fit, especially with all the races that they buy. So I'm curious to see how they interact with this at a lot of the Lifetime races.
Yeah, and obviously, it's a concept right now, but it'll be cool to see what happens with it. And if there's like I said, there's other things. There could be a great avenue for hockey moms where you've got some sort of air filtration system in the back of the car because we all know that stuff stinks. I worked in a hockey arena for a few years, and yeah, I mean,
My
even
mom would have loved that.
Yeah, I'm sure she would have. Even for the hunting world, instead of the blender, you get like a dehydrator in there, and so they instantly, you clean your hunt, and then you can put it in there, and on the way home you make jerky. There's all sorts of different possibilities, but it'll be interesting to see where that goes. We'll move on to baseball, and this is an interesting story out of Kansas City. So, an individual at a game was hit in the eye by a foil-wrapped hot dog that was flung in his direction by the team's mascot. And according to the baseball rule, which assumes fans are aware of and accept the risk of injury caused by events originating on the playing surface in question, it's just interesting because in this case, should the court determine that a costume mascot tossing the 4-ounce hot dog is not covered by this legal standard, the mascot fan interaction could forever be altered. So, you go to a game and you see on the back of the ticket, beware flying pucks, beware baseballs. In this case, do you really expect a hot dog to be thrown at you and one to hit you in the eye and to cause? I think he's looking for $20,000 in damages. He's had over around $5,000 in surgeries from cataracts and everything of that nature. So it sucks to be this guy, and it kind of takes away the fun of that. But I understand the seriousness of it, where this guy was at a game, didn't expect this to happen, and now he's hurt and injured. I remember when I worked for the St. Paul Saints and being at baseball games, anytime a foul ball gets hit, you're running up to make sure everybody's okay. Something like this, you just don't expect it to happen. So, Katya, what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously you want to keep the pureness of baseball and the entertainment value, but do you think that this obviously could hurt that?
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like such a freak accident and something that you wouldn't expect when you're going to a baseball game. It's awful to be him. I mean, destroying your retina, that's not something that you actually want to experience. But, yeah, I think that at this point they should maybe take responsibility for their employee and this freak accident happening because it's not something that you'd expect.
Right. I agree. It's an interesting thing to see what's going on here. Chelsea, what are your thoughts, a former baseball employee and a fan of baseball? What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting story and feel awful for the guy that it happened to, but I can't imagine it happens very often. I think instead of really tying it up and trying to change a whole precedent, because the baseball rule precedent, is there for a reason. People, you can't have someone suing you every time they get hit by a baseball. I mean, you'd be sued 3 times a game. But I think it should be something that's taken care of, not, regarding the courts. Let's try to settle this, just between the team and the individual and move on and try to, just not have to bring it all to the courts and have them decide the fate of a precedent that's been around forever.
Do either of you know how it's involved if maybe some fan gets a little bit too much alcohol in them and maybe throws a bottle or something and it affects another fan like that? Is that going with this rule? Or
I don't.
It sounds like that would kind of play in.
Right. I don't know off the top of my head. Chelsea, in all your years of baseball, anything on that?
I think it could be something where you would actually be able to sue that individual person that was the one who threw, and especially if it's a fan, because you have the right to dismiss anyone at your ballpark, and so I would think that would fall under the fan who threw something and hurt someone else rather than the ballpark. I'm sure they would first go after the ballpark, but I think with insurance and just because of that precedent, that I don't think the ballpark would be liable for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting case. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. But when you go to a game, watch for baseballs, watch for flying pucks, and I guess at this case, watch for flying hot dogs as well. So, or just wear sunglasses all the time because, your future's so bright you got to wear shades. That was bad. Anyway, we got our last story of the day, and this involves Instagram. And the Michael Kors brand Instagram ad is the app's first ever advertisement. So based on a new Instagram ad model, anyone who already followed Michael Kors on Instagram saw the photo as a normal pic in their feeds. All other users saw it pop up in their feeds with the label sponsored. It's that new avenue here for Instagram to bring in some funds and to really push some of those brands that are out there. I love Instagram. It's a pretty cool app to just see photos that are out there from your favorite teams, brands, whatever it might be. I haven't seen any of the ads myself yet, but unless my feed gets super flooded with them, I don't know how much it's going to bother me. Katya, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't seen this as well. I think we all saw this coming, though, with the ads, especially because of the Facebook connection between the two brands. But the other thing that I'm wondering is it going to be kind of lifestyle and geo-targeted of what kind of ads you see?
Right. So in Chelsea's case, if you're a fan of outdoorsy type stuff, are you going to get the Primer 180 or the Real Avid ad instead of, somebody like that, a Michael Kors ad is going to be completely useless. It's not going to make any sense to them. But if you follow a bunch of outdoorsy stuff, when Real Avid puts something out there, is it going to show up on their feed? That's a great point. Chelsea, what are your thoughts about this? If it is that route, is this something that you guys could possibly use yourselves?
Yeah, I think as long as it's something that doesn't get too out of control in people's news feeds, and obviously since Facebook owns Instagram, this is obviously coming. And I think they're going to go the route that they do already with Facebook ads, and it will be a targeted thing, and maybe if they can even probably target it by hashtags that you use a lot or people that you follow. And I think that will certainly play well for brands that are trying to get a message out to a certain group. Yeah, if it's just a general type advertisement, I can't imagine spending a marketing budget on that. But if it was targeted to the people that you're trying to speak to, I think it's a great avenue. People are visual. They really get influenced by visual images, by video, and I think Instagram is a great route for that and for advertisers.
You brought up a great point where, if it is just going out there to the masses, there's going to be a lot of wasted space. There's going to be a lot of wasted dollars by these companies. You want to get it targeted. You want to get in touch with the people that are actually going to be affected by your advertisement and your brand. So another interesting thing out there in the technology world. So we'll see what happens. But Chelsea or Katya, any last comments on any of the stories we had today? Katya, we'll start with you.
Go Vikes.
Go Vikes. I will drink to that. Chelsea, here you go. Maybe. Oh, yeah. There
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Chelsea, we want to thank you for joining us. It's great to hear about the Primer 180, Real Avid, and everything that you guys do at the Revo Brand Group.
Thank you so much. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, so everybody, thank you for watching. Check us out on Twitter at SB Now, online at sportsbusinessnow.com. Tune in next Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, with all new edition of SBN Live. And don't forget to check out Katya at Katya_Dimitra. And you can check out Primer 180 on Vimeo, where they've got some of their great video clips up there. Thanks, take care, and go Vikes.
SBN, Sports Business Now.